The WRC is in the heart of the Mosel Valley in Germany for the third and final day of the rally. There's been plenty of drama for the crews, with the car struggling for grip on these traditionally slippy and dirty German roads. But it was Francois Duval who did the most damage to his car late on day two. The Belgian, making a return to the rally after 2 years away, had battled his way up to 6th before he came a cropper on the notorious Hinkelsteins. It was a big shunt, and both Duval and co-driver were battered and bruised.
It's quite a big crash, and Denis Giraudet some two ribs broken and me a little bit on the back, but it's quite okay. It's bad luck, but all the weekend the car is not easy to drive, so I'm not off on the steer, and I touched the stone on the exit corner, and it's like this.
I remember only that I opened my buckle and I landed on the roof. That's the only thing I remember. The last 4 or 5 minutes before the accident, I have no idea of what happened. That's why I was a bit scared of if I have missed to call a pace note, but obviously not. And so on that side, I'm happy.
Out front, though, the works Citroens of Sébastien Loeb and Danny Sordo have dominated. Loeb has never been beaten here, and Sordo provided a serious challenge to the world champion. But in the infamous 48 kilometres of Panzerplatte, Loeb put his teammate in his place, finishing day two with a 35-second lead. The Fords have struggled again to match the speed of the Citroens, and on day two things took a turn for the worse as Mikko Hirvonen's transmission failed, causing him to retire. Sébastien Ogier, driving for the Citroën Junior team, struggled with anti-stall issues on the opening day, but then put in a charge to take third from Latvala. He starts today 16 seconds ahead of the Finn. For Petter Solberg, it's been a tale of two halves. 2 punctures on 2 different stages cost him over 4 minutes, but his never-give-up attitude has served him well as he set some stunning times on the second day to climb all the way up to 5th. This is Kimi Räikkönen's first time on the tricky German tarmac, but it's been a pretty good performance from the Finn. Despite a small excursion into a field on day two, Kimi fought his way past Matthew Wilson to claim 6th place. For Ken Block, this is his first tarmac event in the WRC, and it has been a learning experience, but the American is still 9th. Even so, the Gymkhana star was able to put a bit of showboating in for the fans on the second run through Panzerplatte. So Loeb is on course to take his 8th win here in Germany. Sordo is safe in second, a minute and a half ahead of Ogier, but Latvala won't be giving up. He's just 16 seconds adrift of the Frenchman. The other battle to keep an eye on will be Räikkönen and Wilson, who are just 19 seconds apart. We're based in the ancient city of Trier in the far west of Germany. The picturesque vineyards that surround the city play host to the final 86 kilometres of racing against the clock. And this is what lies ahead for the final day. The crews head back to the Mosel Valley, where they'll face 4 stages at 22.6 kilometres. Drontal is the longest of the day, hairpin after hairpin as it climbs and descends the valley. This is followed by the 18-kilometre Mosel Wein, and these are both repeated in the afternoon. The rally is then completed with a blast through the Circus Maximus street circuit in Trier itself. The end is in sight then on this challenging return to Germany's treacherous roads. It's back to the vineyards for the opening stages of the final day. This rally is far from over. Sébastien Loeb knows that, but with an advantage of more than half a minute, the rally is his to lose now. For the championship leader, it's all about keeping the car on the road. Plenty of narrow roads and tight hairpins to negotiate, but it's a controlled getaway from Sébastien. Danny Sordo was blown away by his teammates' pace on day two. But Citroën will be more than happy with another strong rearguard performance from their Spanish sensation. With a gap of well over a minute to the man back in third, we can expect a day of caution from Danny too. The final 5 stages won't be quite as comfortable for Sébastien Ogier, however. The Frenchman currently occupies the final podium spot, but with Latvala less than 17 seconds behind, he can't stop pushing just yet.
60 mètres. Droite à fond.
Oh, and that could be his anti-stall device problems returning. A worrying couple of seconds for Sébastien as he got the C4 restarted there. This has been one of Latvala's strongest ever performances on tarmac. His experience at the Nürburgring 24-hour race recently helping to hone his asphalt skills, but can he close the gap to Ogier? The Frenchman's stall will certainly help. We can compare the two men fighting for third with virtual spectator now. And at the 14.5 kilometre split time, Latvala is indeed well ahead. It really was a costly delay for Sébastien. 4.4 seconds down at that stage. Latvala could take a big chunk off the deficit in here. Up ahead, Ogier is pushing hard. Thankfully, no further stalls at the moment. And in these technical roads, the pace notes from Julien Ingrassia are absolutely crucial to warn Sébastien of the dangers ahead.
Sur gauchy, pour droite 120 plus pas corde. 80 mètres, gauche droite 130 plus pas corde sur attention gros frein de taux, 40 mètres avant gauche 132 léger sale, sur droite 100 et droite 110, 30 mètres gauche 90 sur droite à fond.
And back with Jari-Matti. Ogier has cleared the stage, so let's see how the two compare in stage 15. The Ford driver 4.4 seconds up, remember, around 8 kilometres ago, but there's not much in it now. No, he's slower. Ogier really put his foot down there.
I don't understand. It's okay, maybe I was too careful in the junction. I was braking probably too early. I was a little bit afraid of slippy brakings, and a couple of places the engine was drying, so the revs went too low. So that's what I think was the reason.
The battle for 6th between Kimi Räikkönen and Matthew Wilson is showing no sign of easing up. 3 times they swap places on day 2, and Kimi begins less than 20 seconds ahead. Oh, but he's lost it there. And a stall as well. Well, his position could be under threat now. Oh, but not long after, that's another mistake from the Finn. A really messy start to the day for Räikkönen. And Wilson is quick to take advantage.
Turn, cut square right. 20. Slight left, 50. Slight left.
The Stobart Ford man is storming through the final few kilometres here.
80, late left 5, long of a crest. It'll be 70.
Can he get back past Kimi? Here come the finish boards.
Max left, 6 in.
Yes, Matt is now 6.3 seconds ahead of Räikkönen. Wilson is up to 6th then after stage 15. Loeb remains out front. His lead now up to 44.7 seconds, while Ogier is still well ahead of Latvala despite his anti-stall glitch returning. Can anything stop the world champion? The final day of Rally Deutschland continues after the break. Welcome back to Germany, where Sébastien Loeb has been in unstoppable form to pull out his lead of almost 45 seconds. Next up is another blast through the vineyards in the 18 kilometres of Moselwein. With the hard work already done, Loeb is enjoying himself through these tight technical roads. Sébastien seems to make this look easy, but these narrow lanes through the vineyards are anything but. And he has an almost innate ability to judge the braking points at every bend and every hairpin. Although he should be in cruise control, the Frenchman rarely does steady. It's another stage win for Seb in stage 16. Seb Ogier, meanwhile, continues to tighten his grip on third position. Another 2.5 seconds quicker than Latvala. This has been a terrific display of driving from the young Frenchman in the dirty vineyard roads of Moselvine. Kimi Raikkonen, meanwhile, is struggling to regain his composure after his error-ridden start to the day in stage 15. Unable to find a flowing rhythm through the incessant corners and junctions here, the circuit racing star is a little slower than Wilson again. Further back, it appears Hirvonen's miserable weekend looks set to continue. After transmission failure ended his day 2 run, there are similar issues for Ford's number 1 again. This stage is to be his last as Mikko retires for the final time. No sign of Mikko on the leaderboard then after stage 16. Loeb, meanwhile, is 48 seconds ahead of his teammate Sordo, while Ogier looks more secure with the gap to Latvala, now over 19. One person notable by his absence is Ken Block, who didn't even make it out to the first stage.
Such a good weekend, and for my first time on tarmac, everything had gone really well. And team worked really hard. Everything was good. I thought today would just be a nice, smooth, consistent day, and we'd have a good finish, you know, so 9th overall. But, you know, 9K away from service, just had a, you know, alternator failure, and that's it, and rally over.
For the rest, the final service break in Trier is a time to reflect on what's happened so far, whilst others are concentrating on the battles still to come.
At the beginning I was quite nervous, but then everybody supported me a lot in the team. Everybody is helping me a lot, even the other co-drivers and drivers. So very, very, very good, and I fun a lot.
I think now the gap is quite comfortable with just 2 stages to go, but I have to stay concentrated until the end.
Honestly, I felt quite good. I felt places that I can't really go any faster, but Sebastian Ogier was slightly faster all the time. So unfortunately, it's going to be very difficult unless he is doing a mistake.
I missed 2 junctions, or not really the first one. I thought that it goes more tied up and it was going over the crest. So we stalled and went through the crash there, and then maybe 1 case afterwards I missed another one. So well, lost a lot of time, but we'll try to catch it again.
So to the final loop through the vineyards in this return to the German asphalt, and Latvala has just had no answer to the pace of Sebastian Ogier today. Perhaps under a bit more pressure to get to the finish following his teammate Hirvonen's retirement, Jari-Matti seems to have settled for 4th. But there have been definite signs of improvement with Latvala's asphalt pace in Germany, and Jari finally gets the better of Ogier in stage 17, but only makes up 1.4 seconds. Ogier saw his troublesome anti-stall device playing up again in the opening loop, but the 26-year-old has worked around the issue by using his clutch. He's held off the challenge of Finland winner Latvala with a surge of consistent speed, and Ogier's back on top in the battle in Moselvine, 2.2 seconds quicker than Latvala. Incredibly, on his first attempt at Rally Deutschland in a World Rally car, Ogier is on course to claim a podium finish. That leaves the battle for 6th place, the most keenly contested, as the rally winds down. Raikkonen lost the position with that erratic performance through the opening stage, and it certainly fired up the Iceman. Keeney takes a bite out of Matt Wilson's advantage in stage 17 to close the gap to 5.3 seconds. This, though, has been Wilson's best ever performance in Germany, and the British driver is looking good to respond in the final Vineyard stage. Wilson is 3 tenths quicker in the penultimate test. That should be enough now. With just the Circus Maximus Super Special to run, the Stobart Ford driver is 5.6 seconds ahead. Up ahead, though, Sebastian Loeb has never looked like relinquishing his title as the master of this tough event. The championship leader powers into the final loop full of confidence, having built up his incredible lead of 48 seconds. Ooh, lucky escape for a bird there. Sebastian's composure and precision are still on display through these technical narrow roads. And he completes the Vineyard stages with a flourish, claiming his 9th stage win of the weekend in the second pass through Moselwein. With 1 stage remaining, Loeb is almost 51 seconds ahead of Sordo, while Ogier should now be safe in 3rd. Petter Solberg remains in 5th place, followed by Matt Wilson, while Kimi Raikkonen will make one more bid for 6th in stage 19. And that is the spectacular finale around the streets of Trier for the Circus Maximus Super Special. It's coming up after the break. Welcome back to the ADAC Rally Deutschland, where it's not only the WRC round about to be decided, there's also a thrilling fight in the SWRC to check up on.
The third and final day for the SWRC, and less than 6 seconds separated the top 3 at the start of the day. Leader PG Anderson soon made it 2 going for the lead, hitting a curb on the opening stage, forcing a tyre change, and 3 minutes was lost. Fellow Swede Patrick Sandell moved in as leader, but the race for the win was far from over. Martin Prokop was absolutely on the limit, shaving the deficit to Sandell to enter the final stage, trailing by just over 3 seconds. Evan Brynildsen was running 3rd after PG's problems, however it was short-lived, Anderson passing the Norwegian with 2 stages to go to regain the final podium spot. As the final stage got underway, Sandell had just 3.3 seconds standing between him and his first SWRC victory. Prokop continued to push for the win. Understandably, it was a nervous time for Sandell, but worth the wait as the Swede was the overall winner. Prokop was second best, but what a fantastic battle from start to finish. As Sandell sprayed the winner's champagne on the podium, let's take a look at the Super 2000 standings. Patrick's eventual winning margin 4.7 seconds over Prokop in 2nd, PG Anderson recovering to 3rd with Brynildsen 4th, while championship leader Chevy Pons came home 5th. All this means that Chevy remains at the top of the championship leaderboard with PG 2nd, 13 points behind. Martin Prokop lies 3rd with Patrick Sandell moving up to 4th after his win in Germany.
Back with the WRC boys, and for former world champion Petter Solberg, it's been a somewhat lonely final day in 5th place. Under little pressure from behind and a long way adrift of 4th, this could have been so different for the Citroën privateer. Without the 2 day 1 punctures, Petter could have been fighting for a podium finish. Khaled Al-Qassimi is another driver to have fought up the standings following a disappointing opening day in Germany. The BP Ford Abu Dhabi team driver should now hang on to claim his strongest finish of the season in 8th. Small crash, short right 4+. To the grand finale, then, named in honour of Trier's Roman heritage and run in front of the incredible Porta Nigra. The fans are out in force with the entertainment already underway. Kimi Räikkönen will take away fond memories. The Finn claims his first ever WRC stage win in Circus Maximus, but it's not quite enough to close the gap on Wilson in 6th. Germany is another landmark event for Sébastien Ogier. Meanwhile, the 26-year-old has rarely looked troubled by Latvala since he took over 3rd place midway through day 2. And as he flings his C4 through the ancient streets of Trier, that's confirmed Ogier's first ever tarmac podium. For the Works Citroën team, though, it's a formation finish in front of the packed roadsides. And what a terrific weekend's work it's been for Danny and new co-driver Diego Vallejo. They may not have been able to match Sébastien Loeb for pace, but few ever have on tarmac. 2nd position for Danny and Diego.
New co-driver, 2nd place, great for the team.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm really happy to this 2nd place now, so everything is okay. So we'll see next rally. We need to stay to thinking about and Japan, so we will see.
In such historic surroundings, it's an appropriate backdrop for what has been another record-breaking weekend for Sébastien Loeb. It's been a near faultless performance from Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena, back to their dominant best on a rally where they've never been beaten. It's win number 59, and Loeb becomes the first ever driver to win a rally on 8 occasions. Great work from the team too. The C4s were as bulletproof as ever, and it's surely now a matter of when and not if Loeb retains the world title.
Sébastien Loeb, another dominant victory in Germany.
Yeah, very good victory for me again. The 8th one now in a row, so quite incredible. But I really have a good feeling on this rally, and I'm really pleased to win it again. I wouldn't like to be beaten here, so this time it was okay again.
For the record, Loeb's winning margin 51.3 seconds, and confirmation there of that all-Citroën podium, with Ogier getting home safely in 3rd. That means he takes 15 championship points, Sordo takes 18 for 2nd, and the 25 that Loeb receives for the win moves him ever closer to that 7th Drivers' Championship.
Sébastien, congratulations. That's a record-breaking 8th consecutive victory here in Germany. That's very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. It's really impressive also for me, but I didn't want to be beaten here also, and it's really a rally that I like very much, and I have always had a good feeling here, and again this year, so we'll see next time.
I think German rally for French people, it's, I will say, special, and to do 3 cars in the 3 first place, and with Seb for the 8th times, I think it's unbelievable.
8 wins, the only person to win this rally. How remarkable is that?
It's very difficult to get your head around, especially when you're obviously so close to sport. You've been involved in it all my life, and the things that can happen, and particularly on this rally. As we've seen with Petter, it's so easy to just clip one of the stones, get 1 punch or 2 punches. But to think that he's done it for 8 years, it's just remarkable. I can't ever see that record been broken ever again in the history of the championship.
So Loeb moves on to 191 points in the Drivers' Championship, stretching his lead over Ogier to 58. Latvala is still the leading Ford in 3rd position on 117. Kivenen's non-finish means Ford are now 86 points behind Citroën in the manufacturer's standings. The Abu Dhabi Spirit of the Rally Award goes to Karl Kruder. At 17 years old, the Estonian is the youngest driver to contest a WRC event. He finished 3rd in the JWRC category. Next, the WRC heads east for Rally Japan, where after another dominant display here, Loeb could claim the 2010 drivers' title. You can see a full preview at WRC.com, and also check out the official website for some extra highlights from Rally Deutschland, where for the 8th time in succession, Sébastien Loeb and Daniel Elena are the victors.